talking about the straw man and Clone Wars. We are in the Clone Wars. We are in the Clone Wars. Keep spilling my tea. Keep spilling my tea. Bump the table and make Rocky. Clone Wars and the Straw Man. We got the Clone Wars and the Straw Man. The art of what? The art of what? Information, right? It all starts with a thought. Information is power, right? A light code frequency. Much love. Hey, Ingram. Good to see you. We're talking about the Straw Man and the Clone Wars, because I think that a lot of us don't realize that we're in a clone war right now. Remember Star Wars with the clones? Yeah, so lucky we have information, and information is power, right? Because it enlightens us, and that's the currency that we need. We are a light code frequency, but they call us a straw man, right? Why did they call us a straw man? Because we didn't realize that we were a light code frequency. The straw man was, I was thinking of the Wizard of Oz and those characters, but they really do play with your mind. And the way, good day, Lim Boogie, how you doing? Much love to you and yours. We're talking about Clone Wars and the Straw Man today. We're talking about how we are a light code being. Inside this carbonated body is light. And we were given a composition of light upon our arrival of birth, where our parents didn't realize they were informing on us, because, you know, there's no other resources. We live in the matrix. So they gave us a social security number. And with that number, wizards, grand wizards who are already waiting for us when we enter the planet so they can control stuff, already knew what your light code frequency would consist of. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about some play on words. I want to talk about how they mess with our head and mess with our enlightenment, because we are a light code frequency, right? So we carry the flame and we make the change, and we can burn stuff down. We can wash stuff, which is like a bath, you know, like when you walk into a room and your personality is there, like you give people a bath, you wash them, and you know, we share our frequencies with that, we fuse, okay? And that's all a part of being a light code being. We are being a light code frequency. Check out what I got today in the mail. I didn't order this, but it came anyway. Beyond Today, the problem with evolution, right? And the return of God. Now I was reading in and out of this article, and they pretty much were saying that scientists cannot build the simplest living cell. They say, they claim, they use wordplay and say that they can create, that they can make life, but actually they can't make life. They can duplicate it, they can copy it, they can't make it. So we live in a carbonated body, and they call us the straw man, but we're really dealing with clone wars. They're trying to bypass our ancestral akasha, okay? What we were entitled to, which was given by our higher authority before we came to the planet, right, is in your DNA, is in your light code frequency. Now, what they're doing is using things like CERN, that's a supercomputer that they're using to travel through time, to calculate odds, to anticipate probabilities. So it's kind of like you would know what's going to happen before it happened. Good day, beloved. Just based on weighing out the probabilities, you know, they get information, they accumulate all this data, and then they look at it. And this machine, because I'm trying to stay simplified, this machine deals with zeros and ones. And it could be a 0 or a 1 at the same time, dealing with quantum physics and the CERN machine, okay? So before you decide what you want to do, they already know what your decision may be based on information that they've already collected. And part of that information consists of your light code frequency. So that's what we're supposed to have. So we're not only missing, people are looking for reparations and stuff because of things that have happened to us, without realizing that they're interfering with what we were given by our creator, by our higher authority. When we hit the planet is being interfered with by using words like corporate America, okay, through your social security card, and by being the straw man. So since I've been alive, it's been really wild watching these movies and stuff. And eventually the stuff will like pop up in real life, like these clones, right? Remember Star Wars and the Clone Wars? The Clone Wars. There was that one guy who was he was like a salesperson or something like that. He had copied himself and made himself a little boy, you know? And then Star Wars, you check that out, Clone Wars. Okay, so I've spoken about the analemma, which is a figure 8 configuration that is traced in the sky. It has a star formation, and it's like a ghost. It's attached to the zodiac wheel, and we are attached to that zodiac wheel. Our light code frequency and energies and the gifts, you know, the magic, the whatever we are inside, what we're consist of, comes from out of that combination that you were giving from your date of birth, right? So if you're a Scorpio, an Aquarius, a Gemini, you will have certain traits that were assigned to that zodiac sign. And this wheel in the sky, it moves and it turns and it sends energy down to the earth. And we have these invisible lines attached to us that can feed off of that energy, these strings of ether information that are attached to our composition. This is our information. This is our light code being. This is what we are entitled to, depending upon what it is that we are, right? Each one of us has a different configuration of light code frequency. And It's a divine coordinates. The Social Security number is your matrix code, the one that they gave us to be able to identify us. Now, you came from out of a mother's womb, and so you have spirit and divine coordinates, for lack of a better word, a God-given right that the Creator gave you to be who you are, to be assigned to the planet. When I say Clone Wars, I'm talking about how I used to watch these clones on TV, and then I used to watch the clones on the news, how women were having 6 babies and how they were making babies in test tubes, and how, you know, it was incredible how they were inseminating. It was one thing when they were inseminating the, you know, fertilizing the egg into the sperm inside of the mother's womb, and where it lacked light, where the Creator said, no, you can't have a child, they would go in there and they would ignite the spark, and people would be happy that they could have a child, right? You know, something else, genetics said no, but they said, yay, we're gonna have a baby. And they ignited that inside of the mother's womb, and that child still got a chance to feel the heartbeat of the mom and, you know, be a part of the system. And it still has the components of the DNA from the father and the mother, right? But if that didn't happen naturally and it happened with assistance, is that a God-given code, or is that a clone, so to speak? I mean, birds, I mean, we're eating clone chickens right now, and that's doing a lot of damage to people, this spiritual energy. So it was really disturbing to me that I could see in my mind. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. This is a little distracting. Okay. So we're a light code frequency. I'm looking at language in the Hebrew language, looking at how the Hebrew language is alchemical, meaning that each part of the Hebrew language can be broken down and more could be extracted from it. Like, it's not just a letter, but the letter is also a symbol, and that symbol also attaches to other meanings, you know, numbers and all kinds of other things. So it's a living language. So check this out, right? It's a living language. What about all these babies that they're making without the permission of the Most High? Like, they're just doing it themselves, right? And so what I saw in my mind's eye saying Clone Wars is that here we are, melanated folks on the planet, struggling, fighting to have rights, right? And there's a number of people in the population, and there's a number of jobs, right? There's a number of housing, there's a limit of opportunity, so-called, within your area, right? So you have been given a real key to be a light code being, but someone else decided to have 6 unauthorized fetuses that don't have permission to be here. Some people wonder if these babies that were artificially made have a soul. And many people say no, but the ones who are having these babies would be furious. So while you're looking for a job or an opportunity as a straw man, right? And you're being considered 3/5 human, not even considered being human, someone else on the planet is having babies that are considered human. They have rights, but they really didn't have rights. Do you see what I mean? They weren't given the God-given rights that you were, that we are not even taking advantage of, because we're just starting to realize what it actually is to be a human being, right? And we're in America. So check this out. I was playing with some words, and we have America, the Amir. You can't see it. It means something like something referring to a tree. Yeah. What does Amir mean? As a name for boys, Amir means prince, treetop, prince treetop. Amir is a version of Amir, Arabic and Hebrew. Huh. Wow, I can't get back to my Facebook. I can't see you. I don't even know if you can see me. Oh boy. Okay, well, I can't see you, but I'm going to continue because I don't know what else to do. So I was playing with words and I saw America. Change the words around, like ka, re, Amir. And re as in like to redo, right? Re, America. Anybody know about the Kabbalah and the tree of life? The play on words that corporate America makes, that means corpse, dead on arrival. So the straw man is dead. The straw man is only dead because he doesn't know he's a light code being. Okay. Make America great again. Who is the Amir? I just told you what the name is kind of referring to. Is our ancestral, some of our ancestral tools. So we're talking about more magic, right? Make America great again. We want more magic. Yeah, more magic. The Hebrew alphabet. Hebrew. Cooked up a bet. Cooked up a bet. A bet. A bet is skin in Hebrew. It's another word for potential. It makes space in between the ether. So our currency, our current situation, right? To cook up a bet, it's this play on words. It was so juicy, right? So Hebrew alphabet, cooked up a bet, these Hebrews, right? That's our current situation in this melting pot, part of corporate America, where you're a corpse considered dead, the walking dead. We're around people that are eating flesh. They eat our flesh by taking away our ability to comprehend who we really are and playing with words. Let's see if I'm trying to find you again. My laptop has really been going crazy. I have not gotten a break. Oh, gosh, I don't even know if I can find you again. This is so weird. I see the camera still on. I hope I'm still taping. Yeah, so funny thing about my laptop on a side note, right? Everything went to the left on my screen. And the same thing happened with my phone where it just like the view, like the desktop view or the, you know, this the front screen where you have access to all your buttons and apps and stuff like that. Everything went to the left. At first I thought, okay, I must have pressed the wrong button on this laptop and I kept trying to get it back. And the same thing happened to the phone. And I said, okay, here they go playing again. So is to remember, to reconnect info. Remember John Wick? Who is the Amir? So this is all a play on words and about currency. I'm basically finished. Oh, check out the movie The Badlands. There's some stuff in there that kind of gets at what I'm saying as far as our DNA and other forces, other beings wanting to stop what our DNA can bring to the table. Afraid of the X gene, afraid of our evolution. When you realize you're a light code being, something snaps, something turns on and reconnects, because that's part of the light code being. That's part of the synapses. That's part of the light code, right? That's where we get bulb, right? And to glow and to bud. Something will spring up in you and bloom, you know? That solar light inside is a seed, right? That light code frequency will change. And that's what we use to burn, is this ether energy that's assigned to exclusively you, right? Now we can be we as a community and as a society. But your light code is still you, that you bring to the table. And that's what's being interfered with. And so when you go to try to bring your light code frequency to the table, and a clone tells you no because they're white or they feel like they have the right to be, and then you have the God-given code. The scientists put them on. And now we got lots of other interesting beings on the planet too. There's different dimensions of clones. You know, artificial insemination, and then, you know, clones that are made in a machine or a petri dish. They don't ever hit the mother's womb. If you take a DNA chain and you add or take away from it in any way, it's so freaking sensitive that there's so many different combinations. And here it was talking about 79,000 different combinations that you can get from one piece of DNA. Here we go. Scientists cannot manufacture life. First, let's look at the complicated realm that is life. We will quickly come to see that the most intelligent among us cannot replicate it. Origin of life is prebiotic, meaning it happened before any biological operation or development entered into the picture. How did unthinking inanimate chemicals produce the first life? Brilliant scientists today cannot even build a simple bacterium. They say that they're creating life, but what they're doing is duplicating what is already here. They didn't create anything. They can't get anything. See, that's the key. They don't have the key. You can only use what is here, and what is here is sanctioned and designed for those who have the key, who were sent here, who were supposed to be here, who were ordained to be here by the Most High. Yet even if scientists were handed the molecules, they do not know how to assimilate them. This article is talking about how they're playing with words and basically lying about the composition of what it means when you're creating life with this clone, and it goes into, which I'm not going to read this whole article, it goes into what I'm saying, that they're playing with words and that they can't, you need the spark. You have to have the creator's permission. You can have all the components. The first step in constructing such a bacterium, which consists of 256 protein coding genes, is to have the 4 classes of molecules that are needed. Yet, even if the scientists were handed the molecules, they don't know how to assemble them. Dr. James Tour, a renowned synthetic organic chemist specializing in nanotechnology, has been labeled one of the most influential scientists of the world today. A Discovery Institute video interview with him, titled James Tour, The Origin of Life, has not been explained, available on YouTube. Go figure, right? He categorically states, we can make technologies, but we can't even make the simplest bacterium. What? Didn't they try to take those rights away from the Most High too and say that they're creating life? Or are they just like reassembling what's already here? Just like they do already, you know, take what was already here and claim it and say that it was them and take your rights away. Your God-given right, for lack of a better word than God, because of how they play. You have to know about words and stuff like that. Okay, so he says, we can make technology, but we cannot even make the simplest bacterium. Anybody who would say something contrary does not know what they are talking about. Show me the demonstration nobody has ever done. And it's not because of the lack of effort. It's not because of the lack of will. We will surmise and quote more of Tor's comments as we go, this article says. And then it goes into, you know, because we've been lied about this. Biology and the beginning of life is one of the biggest things that they capitalize off of when it comes to how we perceive ourselves, you know. Capitalize off of, as a straw man, ends up in all caps for them to profit off of you. Well, that's all about, I'm like kind of freaking out that my camera is, I don't know where my live is. I'm looking at this camera on. I don't know if it's still recording. I cannot see my live at all. So this is really weird. I don't know how to shut it off. I don't know where it is. But that's what I'm doing now. Much love to you and yours. This was a little short ditty about the straw man in Clone Wars and being a light code being. Much love to you and yours. And I'm out as soon as I can figure out how to find my Facebook. Boy. Okay. I don't know how to shut it off, but we're gonna have to figure it out. Oh, there I am. Okay. Oh,
I don't know. I should have.
now I found it, but I can't shut it off. I can't access my stuff. The games that this they play is just crazy. Oh gosh, I can't shut it off. Oh my gosh. I can't shut my camera off. This is so crazy. Maybe if I just shut my whole laptop off, I might lose this, but at least get off of Facebook. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm just going to shut my. Okay.